Hey everybody, it's Crystal and had a really busy week this week, so I apologize. This is a little late, but definitely wanted to get you this week's SPA topic. I know I talked about hydration previously and really talked about how I haven't really found a good option for hydration, bringing it on my rides or my runs. So I encourage you, if you haven't checked that out, love to hear your feedback if you have suggestions for me. But this week, talking about fuel, I'll focus on fuel for big events or my races, and talk about before, during, and after. And basically, before, my key is really about water, water, water. I like to really increase my water intake the day of a big event, the day before a big event, and really make sure that I'm properly hydrated before I even begin the race. Then during the race, it kind of depends on the length of the race, but we'll take a half marathon, for example. The first, about a third or a little bit further into the race, I'll take my first fuel. And what I like to use for the first stop is this. It's a Clif. It's actually a Kids brand product, the Clif Kids brand, and it's a fruit rope. Comes in a bunch of different flavors, strawberry, tropical, I think there's some kind of other berry maybe, but I like it because it's convenient, it's easy to use, you can put it half in and out of a pocket and easily pull it out. It's also great on the bike. You only really need one hand, you can take a bite off of it, keep pedaling, you got your other hand on the handlebar. So it's really great. I find it great. I use it in the first stop because I find it's a little heavier and it gives you a little bit more energy than some other choices. I definitely recommend using it at a water stop though, so you can make sure, in case you're taking kind of big bites and not really chewing properly, you make sure it gets down and you don't have any digestive issues. Then in the second stop, usually again like 2/3 of the way through, a little bit further, 3/4 of the way, I really, in a half marathon for example, or shorter races, this would be my only fuel, is Island Boost. If you have never heard of Island Boost, check them out. Great company, great product. I highly recommend them. In fact, I feature them in my Products I Love feature, so check out that blog if you haven't yet. But it's great. I'm not a fan of goo. The consistency for me is too thick. I have trouble swallowing it, especially while I'm working out. And this is much more of a liquid form. It's almost like a water, but with a flavor to it. But it works great. It's much better than just water. It definitely will keep you fueled while on the go, so recommend this. Again, it's Island Boost. Check them out. And also during the race, I, again, am a big fan of water, but in mountain bike races, for example, or any races where I need more than water but maybe aren't long enough to take a fuel, I'm a big fan of Nuun. And this is actually my newest favorite flavor. It's the strawberry lemonade flavor. But Nuun, if you're not familiar, it's very convenient. It's just a tab you can drop in. And the nice thing about this is it's for 16 ounces, one tablet, but if you have a 20 or 24 ounce bottle, there's actually, you can see, I think there's a line down the middle. I break them in half and you can use 1.5. You can mix flavors if you want to get creative, so lots of fun with those. And again, it gives you those electrolytes, especially as you're losing salt during a race or a big event. I use it a lot in my training though too, especially on the bike in those hot days. And finally, after a big race or event, or even just a training, I like to take a recovery drink, and typically I'll use one of the Hammer Recoverates, or chocolate milk is a big favorite. But if I've just done a big, big event, another half marathon, a milestone event, something that I'm proud of, or if it's just a hot day, my favorite thing is ice cream for recovery. Nothing better, in my opinion. Yes, it may not be the healthiest option, but you feel great after eating it, in my opinion. But just to show you one of the other products, this is the Hammer. I throw it in a nice lock and lock container. I bring it with me. Instead of carrying it, comes in a big bag. It does seal up, but I like this. I can throw it, knock it around, end up in the car. You don't have to worry about it. You have a little scoop, and you just add it to your water bottle after. So those are my fueling strategies. Love to hear if you have some suggestions. And that's it.